with Art Classes for Kids, and I'm joined with Lily. And it's a chalk pastel drawing inspired by one of my favorite artists, Henri Matisse, or in France they would say Henri Matisse. And we are going to be doing a portrait inspired by a portrait he did of his wife Amélie, and it's called Madame Matisse. It's really famous. It's was really unusual for its time, and we're going to be doing a chalk pastel drawing, but it's inspired by something that was actually an oil painting. But it was similar size that what we're going to do, and all the supplies that you're going to need are going to be right here in this bag, and Lily's going to tell you what to make sure you have.
We have our black construction paper, pre-taped. We have our cardboard base. We have our chalk pastels, tape and glue stick, blending stick and pencil, and we have our name tag and cellophane roll.
Be sure to pause the video here and gather your supplies if you haven't already. Then unpause when you're ready to begin. Hi, now that you've gathered all your supplies, let me show you how to prepare your paper for the art project. Now, you'll get a piece of paper, usually white, depends on the project. This project we have a white paper. Now, what we're going to do is learn how to tape off and mask off the edges so that it looks like it has a fake frame. It'll look really clean. Here's an example of one of the projects. This one here, we have all this color, and it's kind of a little mixy and a little bit messy, which I like because that's the style we're trying to recreate. But now the edges are nice and clean because we taped them off and then we peeled the tape and it looks like this. Now, how do we tape the edges? Well, I always use the blue painter's tape because it's a low tack, meaning it's not very sticky. And it's great to use, but it's a little more expensive and not as common as tan masking tape. You might have this as an alternative, and if you do, you can use this, but you have to barely press it down because it's a lot stickier and it's harder to get off of your paper. Now, I'm going to take this tape and I'm going to line it up with the edge. I start pretty close to the corner, as close as I can. And then I go all the way to the other edge like this. And then I lightly rub it down. What I want to do is either cut it from the corner like this carefully without cutting the paper, or I'll show you on my next demonstration how to rip the tape. Now, I'm going to the next side and I'm going to overlap the last piece of tape I put on there and line it up with the edge. Then I'm going all the way to the other edge like that, and I rub it down. Now what I do is I hold my pointer finger, my index finger, and my thumb together and squeeze them, and then I hold the tape really close to where my other thumb is and I rip away. And all of a sudden I get this perfect cut. It's not gonna work perfect maybe the first time. The more times you do it, the more you get that how to rip it. And also it saves time later, but it takes a little practice to do that. Now here's something that goes wrong a lot of the time, is that maybe you put the tape down and it starts out really good, but when you get down to the other end, there's some white showing. Now, if this happens to you, just reposition it. Just peel it back off like this and position it, by pressing down and lining it up and making sure that white doesn't show. You can even press it halfway down and just keep pressing it as you go and lightly rub it. If it gets a little wrinkle in it, don't worry, as long as it's pressed down. Now, if you're on a table, a white table and a white paper, if you have a matching tabletop as your paper, it's hard to see the edges. Just grab something that's a different color. Like I got a piece of cardboard If I put that there, I can really see my white edge good. And lastly, when you put it down, oh, one more thing. This, if you have it the other way where the tape is hanging out like that, and it's not straight, and you can see it from the back, you gotta correct that too. Otherwise, all your borders won't be the same, all your margins. So you can easily pull that tape off again and reposition it. Next, this is our last side. So I start out like this, and I line it up. Now I can rip it, I can cut it, but what I don't wanna do is tear it way over here and wrap the tape around it. Because if you do that on all four sides, it takes a lot of time to pick this tape off when it's in the back. And it's hard, sometimes it's under the other piece of tape. It's just kind of a mess and it takes a lot more time. So I would advise don't wrap it around. And then what I wanna do is clean it up. I want my back to be without tape on it and my front to have 4 clean edges. And once I have that, I'm good to go and I'm ready to start making some cool art.
Now, you know what? While we're doing this, we'll just put these right here. I will put our image of Madame Matisse right in front of us so that you can see this as well. And we're going to start by drawing our composition. That is the placement of all the shapes and objects that it takes to make this portrait. We're gonna start with the face, then we'll add the features, the neck and shoulders, and the hairdo. Now, what made this painting so famous was that Matisse used really bright colors to do a portrait, and before him, the only other person that really made bright portraits was Vincent van Gogh. And Vincent van Gogh did his paintings all in dashes, and Matisse did more of like color blocking, where he's got a block of green back here, a block of purple, orange, red, kind of like our background. It's just like blocks of color. And then when he did the face, he had like this whole side kind of, pinkish colors, and over here it's yellows and greens. So he kind of repeated that blocking. Now we're going to start with drawing the shape of the face. So pick a color. I'm going to use a brown. Let's draw with...
Mostly use a dark color.
Yeah, go ahead and take this brown, Lily. We're sharing pastels, so we have more space on our table. Now, how big to make the face in this space? I'm gonna give you a clue. If you took 4 fingers and went between the blue tape and the center, you'd make a little mark here.
And you're gonna do it sort of in the middle.
Sort of in the middle. Then I take my 4 fingers again over here, make a little mark. That's about as wide as your face is going to be. Now, take it down, 2 little lines, vertical lines on the side. Now you're going to make the face that's about the midway where the eyes are going to be. You can make a little guideline, super light across here, like that. And now you're going to go down, but about halfway between the middle and the bottom. So halfway between these 2 long fingers, about here, make a mark. Now that's gonna be the chin. Now you're gonna go from the chin and curve it up like that.
And also, what's great about chalk pastels is that if you make a mistake, you can just rub
it out. You made yours really big in here. You probably don't want so big. So you want the guidelines light. Now we're going to go the eyes are about halfway up. So we're gonna lock our fingers like this. And we're gonna hold them in place, Lily, just like this. Lock them in. And then pick it up and go above and go up to there and make a mark. Now this is if we were gonna have the whole head, like the skull. If we were gonna have the skull, I'm gonna do this really light. If we were gonna have a skull, it would go like that, like a rainbow curve. But the top of the skull is here, and the front of your hair is where the hair starts to grow, the hairline. We need our hairline a little lower. We're gonna go a little lower than that for the hairline, and then come out like this. Angle out to the middle line like that. And then you can erase this or keep it really light. Now we need
to end up coloring it.
Now a face is symmetrical. It's symmetrical, naturally, but when you're looking straight forward, everything on the left matches everything on the right. If you were turned 3/4, things would look a little different. You might not see this eye or this ear. So we are gonna do this as he did, forward. So what we're gonna do is put a super light guideline splitting this in half. And now what we're going to do is put 2 eyes on the middle line. The eyes are shaped like a lemon, and don't make them too big. They fit somewhere in between the middle and the side. Okay, now look and see if they're the same level. If they aren't, you might want to rub and try again. Okay, good job, Lily. Now, the nostrils are halfway between the middle of the face and the chin. So halfway between my 2 fingers is about here. I'm going to draw a guideline, super light. Now right there, and as close to that line as I can, I'm gonna put 2 little dots or 2 little ovals. Those will be the nostrils. Don't make them too big. And now, halfway between the nostrils and the chin is about here. That's gonna be the middle of the lips.
And also, if you get chalk dust, you don't want to blow it because then it will
Goes
get
out.
all messy and in the air. So if you have chalk dust, you just want to tap it on your surface.
Yeah, okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our lips. The top one is thinner and the bottom one is a little thicker. Later you can decide how, smiley or what expression your mouth will have. You want it to be happy, you gotta curve it up in the corners. Now remember, the top lip is thinner than your bottom lip.
Oh.
Yeah, when you look at your own lips, the bottom lip is usually thicker. This got a little messy, so I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're gonna put 2 irises inside. That's the colored part of your eyes. And I'm having that touch the top and the bottom, or it even goes under the top and bottom, like little parentheses marks. Yep, and now we're gonna have 2 eyebrows. Alrighty, so far, hopefully you're thinking this is pretty easy because we're just taking and breaking it down to geometric shapes. Now, anytime I'm moving too fast, what can they do, Lily?
You can pause this video if we're going too fast for you or if you just need to take a break.
Yeah, and then you push play when you're ready to join us again. Okay, now we're going to do the ears. The ears are right across, so if I was to touch my eyes and go out, that's the top of my ear. If I was to go to my bottom of my ear and go, what does that line up with? The nostrils. So it's somewhere in here, in between here to the eyes. Those might look a little long. It just depends on the angle of how you're looking at somebody. If you're looking down, it looks different, or looking up, but if you're straight forward, it's pretty close to the eyes to the nostrils. Next, we're gonna save that hairdo for last. Next, we're gonna draw the neck. So give me, let me tell you where the neck is. The neck lines up with the outside of the eyes. If I was to take my pinky and touch a corner of my eyes and then bring my pinky straight down, that's where the side of my neck is. So if I go from here, straight down, I see that's there. If I go here and straight down, see I can even rub the chalk to get the idea of where it is. So go ahead and do that. And you don't have to go too far down. Now we're gonna make a V-neck, but if you'd rather have a U-neck, you wanna make the V-neck, Lily, so you can see what it looks like? And
Sure.
I will do a U-neck. A U-neck, but she's looking forward, or your portrait can be looking forward, but then her body is tilted a little bit to the side as her head is looking that way. So her shoulder's a little more in front. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a point out here, a little lower than the right line. And then that's gonna go here to there, like the shape of Nevada, kind of. Oh, no, you go straight down from the right neckline, just a little bit, not too far, not too far. Yeah, there you go. You want her color to be close to her chin. Later.
Okay.
So now mine, I went too far. I'm gonna go up a little higher like this, and my guideline says it's going here, in here, but it's not, because I'm gonna curve mine like around. So that just means I'm gonna take it and curve it in here. She's gonna have the pointed V-neck. I'm gonna have the curve. Then I'm going to go out and out a little. So you can do the same thing to yours. You're gonna go out and out. And from that same level, yeah, I'll go up a little higher because see, it's gonna be the same level as that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and now what you're going to do is double that shape. Now here she has a wavy, ruffly, lacy edge. You can do that, or you can do it straight. I'm having a rounded t-shirt type. And I'm going to go down and out to continue my shirt. First go ahead and make your wavy thing. Okay, and now go back to that. Now, from that corner, go a little bit slightly downhill. Then I'm going on this side, that. Okay, so now if I want this to look like it goes behind, this is more advanced. I can go around and then come out where it sticks out a little farther. Watch this, I can go around and down like it sticks out farther. That's for the older kids. Okay, now time for the hairdo. I think I might make mine a boy. Now you can make yours like this. Lily, I made this one look kind of like you.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to look at this?
Sure.
Okay, and then I'm going to make a boy. So my boy's gonna have his hair go like this, but I don't know how high up I want his hair to go. Well, I can tell that this is my old guideline for my skull, and I need it to puff out farther than that. So I want his hair to go from the top of the ear all the way around to the top of the ear. It looks like a lot, but watch what happens. I'm gonna have hair in front of his ear, and then here, have a little part, and that's gonna be this person's hair. And I'm gonna make his neck a little wider since it's a boy.
I think I'm just gonna do straight hair like this as well.
Okay. So go ahead and create your hair, but make sure it puffs out and fluffs out farther than your ears and farther than where you think the skull is, because your skull is right in here, and the only time the hair just comes to there is like if it's wet, you know, and it's just super flat by your skull. Nice. Alrighty, so now it's time to get to the coloring in, the fun part. We have just completed our composition, and mine looks like this. Lily, hold yours up afterwards.
Okay.
So ours look like this so far. Next, it's time to add the colors. Okay, setting this down, I'm gonna put my brown down, and I'm gonna start with the lighter colors. I'm going to start with white, and I'm going to do the corners of the eye white. Like that. We'll add highlights later. Go ahead and add the white to your eyes. And we're gonna have our skin colors. So now Matisse, he was trying to show bright colors, but he was also trying to show what it looked like him when the light reflects other colors onto an object, like a face. So I'm gonna take this pink, I'm gonna use a few shades of pink for the pink side of her face. So I've got these three pinks, and I'm going to do, but mine's a boy, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go like this and fill in the skin, not losing my eyebrow so I can know where to find that next time. But I can go over my guidelines. I start out like this, and I do part of the neck like this. Now, once again, I've got chalk dust.
I'm using red for mine.
Woo, okay. So I've got chalk dust. So instead of blowing it, I'm just gonna tap it out and just kind of move it to the side. Okay. I can wipe on my apron, and now I'm going to try another pink, like a brighter pink. That I'm going to put on the edge. So it's kind of like shaded, and right above the eye. Here. Maybe I have a little line right here on the face and around the nose. So there's my pink, and I'll put a little on the neck. I tap it out, and so far mine looks like this on the right. Nice, Lily. Okay, now you want to add another color to it. Do you want to add pink to yours?
Sure.
Okay, let me review.
I was gonna use maybe this color,
It's
but
very similar, yeah.
oh,
Okay, I'm going to review. So you're gonna go over the eye. Oh, we gotta do these high.
Oh, the highlight.
Yeah, and chat, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Does it show? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have this lighter pink. If you
No, this works.
Okay. And so you're gonna make a little line under the eye and then a line over the eye. Whoops. Nice. And now around the nostril. See there? And then I did the neck, but you used red,
Oh,
right?
I forgot to do the neck.
Just do a little bit on the right. Doesn't have to be half. And one more area I didn't mention before, but right under the bottom of the eye, right here, I'm gonna do some pink. Right there. Alrighty, now we're gonna go to the other side and use yellows and greens. So I'm going to...
Also, dude, our warm tones and our cool tones.
Yes! So, well, this yellow and green, yellow's a warm tone, but green's a cool tone. So it's kind of a mix. So I'm going to go around, I'm leaving a little opening where the eyebrow is so I can find it later. And around the nose. And tap it out. Do part of the neck. Tap it out. And next, I'll do some shading. See how Lily's doing. Now I'm gonna take the green, and let me just tell you something. This painting, Madame Matisse, it's so well known for its color that it's also referred to as the green stripe, because Madame Matisse has green going straight down her face. Then you're gonna add some color to the inside part of the eyelid, and at the bottom of the eye, and here, and around the nostril, above the lip and below the lip. And lastly, a little on the side.
I'm gonna use this green too because this green doesn't really
Show up. Yeah, this green, it looks like this color, but when you draw with it, it looks like yellow. And while I'm waiting for Lily, I'm gonna go ahead and make the ear match the face. On this side, I'm going to make the ear yellow.
There you go.
Okay, now the one thing I missed is that there's some green on the chin, below the lip, and right here on the neck.
Oh, you did do the chin right there.
Oh, okay, let me add a little extra, and right here on the neck, there's a little green in the middle. Alrighty, so we've done the face, but we're going to add some white highlights. So follow me with the white. Just above the eye, we're gonna have a little bit of white on the left, and just above the eye on the right, to the right of the green stripe, to the right of the nose, and down here on the right side of the edge, and over here on the left, around the left side of the eye,
And on the neck.
and on the neck. Oh, and here we've got kind of highlighted, and then on the neck there's a couple of spots. Looking good. And now what we're going to do is the shirt. Now the shirt, I've got a t-shirt. You can do your shirt like that if you'd like, but I'm going to do mine a color I haven't used yet. So I think I'll use purple and dark blue. So let me pull this out, if I can get it out. If you have a hard time getting these chalks out, use your pencil to pop it out, like that. Okay, so I'm going to do a purple shirt, and I want to cover up those brown outlines if I can. I'll add a little purple to the collar, but then I'm going to mix in some dark blue, which is the blackish looking one, I think.
And I still have to add white to my color and then do the black thing.
Okay, so go for it. Now you're kind of on your own time and your own schedule. And I'm going to tap it out. I think mine will look good with some streaks of bright color. So I think I'm going to take this red orange and do the edges of it. Whoops. And with my dark color, which is the darkest color in here, isn't black, it's like a blue black. And I'm going to do my eyes and my eyelid, the edge of my eye opening, and maybe even a little shadow in here and down below. And now mine looks like this so far. With my dark chalk, I'm also going to make sure I get those nostrils to show up good, and you can even make sure that they're level. Here you go. And I'm going to do the lips. I want my top lip a little darker than my bottom lip because my bottom lip is sticking out, so my bottom lip is getting more light. My top lip. Okay, I got mine a little messy. I'm gonna clean up my yellow.
What color did you use for that?
Oh, I used this red.
Oh, okay, that's the same as this.
You could use pink.
Sure.
Now all I have left is the hair. Now, Madame Matisse didn't really have blue and black hair, but he used this because he was seeing blue reflect into the black. So you can do that, or you can make up any color you'd like. I'm going to use the dark pastel for my outlines, and then I'm going to fill it in with brown and orange. So I go. And now I'm going to use orange. I've already got some brown streaks, so. Woo! And this is what my boy looks like so far. I think I'm really capturing that Matisse style. This loose color blocking. Now, for my background, I'm gonna have 3 different colors. 2 on one side and 1 on the other. I can do these same colors of violet, red, orange, and green, or I can pick 3 colors I really like. So I've already used purple. So I think I'm going to use this color blue. I'm gonna use this color. Oh my goodness, let me get these out. Okay, I'm using this blue on the right side over here.
What other colors should I have in my hair?
I would pick another color. Maybe purple. You haven't used purple.
Oh, sure.
Maybe. Okay, I'm just getting her to use every color she wants because we have a lot of colors here. Now I'm doing my background with blue, but I don't want to fill it completely. He still has a little bit of rough brush strokes. So I do that and I tap out the chalk dust. And now I take the darkest of all blues, which might still be out right there, excuse me. Okay, this dark blue again. And see how it's shaded in here? I'm gonna add some shading of the background. And up here it's kind of shaded too. Now I've got two more colors. Over here, what colors have I not used yet? Or I haven't used orange much. I used it in the hair. Oh, maybe I'll use this color green. It's kind of a turquoise color. So I'm going to use this up here. And I'm going to use a warm color below. Okay, I think I'll use, I think I will use orange there. Orange, but I'll mix some red into it. Okay, so I'm starting with orange. There's orange. Tap it out. And I'm going to mix, ooh, nice, some red. The red is going to be right down in here. And I think I'll take this dark blue and define a line right in here. Wow, I think mine's done. I'll wait for you to do your background. Why am I so tired today? I don't know. While I'm waiting for Lily, I'm going to clear my chalk dust off to the side by just pushing it away. If I can't get it to go away like that, sometimes I'll just take, oh, we didn't even use the blending stick. If you want to blend these in really good, the eyes and the nostrils, go right ahead. If you want to have a skinny dark line somewhere, you can blend that in.
But this project is supposed to kind of look messy. So
Yeah, it's supposed to look kind of rough.
if you don't want to use the blending stick, that's fine.
So if you have all this chalk dust right underneath your workspace, go ahead and push it off to the side with the board. I don't know, the board seems to work pretty good. Okay, so Lily, you're almost done, right? Make your eye as big as you can so it doesn't have white space below or above it.
I never filled it in, so that's what I'm doing right now.
While Lily's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and peel off the tape. Now, my fingers are pretty dirty, so I'm wiping them on my apron, and I'm slowly pulling the tape away from the artwork.
Oh, did you ever do your eyebrows?
No, I should do my eyebrows a color.
I just did mine.
Okay, I'll do mine with the dark color. Thank you, Lily. Okay, all of you at home, make sure you get those eyebrows. You can get them with a dark color.
Oh, then I needed to do my nostrils.
I did my nostrils, but forgot the eyebrows. Okay. And now I make sure my hands are really clean when I pull the other one. because I don't want fingerprints in my black border. I want to keep it clean. Now keep these little spirals because you're going to use one of them, maybe even two. Okay, and I'm peeling this side away. And I've got one more side. So Lily, go ahead and peel yours. Keeping it nice and clean. Make sure you can still see that green area straight down the center of the face. And if you needed to, gosh, I'm gonna add a little more green around the corner. And a little bit of dark. Where'd the dark one go? This one. A little bit of dark around the corners of the mouth. Okay. I'm going to move the chalk pastels so we have a little more space and peel this. Woo! Now, if you have, now push away your chalk dust. If you have any fingerprints on the sides, I take my apron and I just wipe them before I wrap it. But I'm gonna show you how Lily and mine turned out before we wrap them. Are you ready? Oh, you know, and the final thing is take a look at it. Do you like it? Do you want to adjust anything? I want to make my guy look a little more smiley. So I'm going to curve, whoops, I'm going to curve up the corners of his mouth with a dark color. And I added a little blue to the center. And now I'm feeling pretty good about it. You could put some brown in it to make it smile up if you want.
I'm good.
You're good. Okay, so are you ready for the reveal?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ta-da!
If your class will be framing their artwork, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. If your class isn't framing your artwork, no worries. I'll just catch you on the next lesson. Now, what you're going to need to frame the artwork are a few supplies. You're going to need a cardboard backing that matches the size of the artwork that you are going to mount. You're going to need a glue stick, tape, your label, and a piece of cellophane. It might be rolled up or it might be flat. And you're going to need something to mount the artwork. Well, before I get started on mounting, I'm going to make sure that I have my label, that maybe you've already written your name and date and maybe you haven't. If you haven't, get that name and date on there. It's really important to know when you made it because you might have this thing for years, for decades. Your parents might frame it and stick it in their home and they want to know how old were you when you made that, and they can figure that out from the date. Or maybe you can be really successful and it's gonna be worth millions of dollars one day, who knows. I put a little glue on the back of that. You don't need tons of glue, just enough to stick it down. And then you're going to put it on the back. How do you know? Are you gonna put it where the art's vertical or where it's horizontal? Well, you gotta decide by what kind of art you have. I have a vertical piece, so I need my label to read vertically. And there it is. I flip it over and now I'm going to make some tape loops. Well, this curly tape that I just took off, I can reuse because, you know, it's less trash in the earth. So what I do is I roll it the same direction it unrolled and I make a tape loop and I just press it down. Then I make another one. That's messy, but it's still gonna work. No one's gonna see it as long as the sticky side is out. I don't want it to hang over the edges because then it might show. I only need 4 of these, and I also press them down. I don't keep them in the puffy loop shape. So I have this big ball of tape. I just pull off some of it somewhere and then roll it up, press it down. So now I've got my 4 pieces of tape. I'm going to lay this on top and I'm going to match up the corners so it's flush with the board. Whoop, it's not over there, so I adjust it. And I push it down, but I don't touch the art because I don't want it to smear. It might be oil pastel, it might be chalk pastel, it might be something else that's smeary. So now I'm ready to wrap with cellophane. So I take my cellophane and I open up the roll, if it's not a flat piece, And I don't want it to keep rolling up, so I'm going to flip it over so it doesn't roll up. Then I lay it out and I center this, or if it's a lot bigger, I can see that I have even amounts on each side, but this side I got a big piece, so I can just trim that. Don't over trim it, make sure it can fold over to the back. And now just remove that. And I'm going to start on one side. I'm going to fold over. It's kind of like wrapping a gift. And I need my tape handy. I might have a little tape that doesn't have a weight on it, and then I'm just keeping it really close to me. But what I'm doing is I'm going to rip it and whip it on the tape. I'm gonna rub that down. I go to the opposite side that I just taped. That's across from it. And I put my second piece of tape. Then I do the two sides. I fold it over, put one piece of tape there, go to the opposite side, right over here. Fold it over, get my tape on it. Now I do each of the corners. What I want to do is tuck in the cellophane so it doesn't show from the front. How I do that is I pinch this together, makes a little triangle, and then I fold this a few times and roll it down. And I can use one piece of tape, or if I need two, I can always use two. Then I turn this and I do the next corner. And I turn it again, and remember I pinch it, I fold it, I roll it until it's flat. Make my tape go across, and the last corner, I pinch it together, I fold it, I roll it, and I press down. And I check it out. It looks like it's nice and tight. Let's see what it looks like on this side. Oh, nice and tight. Now I can rub my hand on top of it and it doesn't smear. Ta-da! And this is how it turned out. So this is going to protect it. It makes a great presentation, and it's makes me feel like my artwork is amazing. And also, your artwork is amazing. Everyone's is going to look different. No one's gonna look exactly like mine, but it doesn't need to. I just want you to have fun making cool art, learning about new artists, and building some skills while I teach you a few new techniques. I hope you're having fun making cool art, and we'll see you at the next lesson.